Hello, my dear students. This is Mrs. Shaymah Gharib and today's lesson about adding integers. Let's start by revising some rules before we watch any video. First, you have to sit in a quiet place. You should have your pen and a piece of paper to take notes and to solve the questions. You should pause the video after each question, then you try to answer on your own. Then you play the video to check your answer and to understand the question in case you get a wrong answer. Are you ready? Let's start. Adding integers. Let's start by revising the meaning of adding. When we add, for example, 9 plus 4, it means that 4 more than 9. So what is the number that is 4 more than 9? Which means we are going to count on or count forward by 4 after 9. So the answer will be 13. What if I have a negative number added to a positive number? Negative 9 plus 4. As you can see here, we add 4 to the negative 9, which means 4 more than negative 9, which means we are going to count on after negative 9 4 steps. So after negative 9, when we count on, so it will be negative 8, negative 7, negative 6, and negative 5. So the number that is 4 more than negative 9 is negative 5. And negative 5 is 4 more than negative 9. Negative 3 plus 5 will do exactly the same. It means 5 more than negative 3. So what is the number that is 5 more than negative 3? So you are going to count on after negative 3 by 5. So after negative 3, when we count on, we will have negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, then 2. So 2 is 5 more than negative 3. By this part, we revised how we add integers using more and the counting on. What do you notice about the sign of the result? Look at the sign in each sentence here. I want you to look at the biggest digit in each sentence here, or the biggest number. The biggest number here is 9, and its sign is a positive sign. So the result is, the sign of the result is same as the sign of the biggest number. The biggest number here is 9. We have 9 and 4, so the sign of the 9 here is negative, so because it's a negative 9, then the answer will be a negative number. For the last example, the biggest number here is 5. 5 is bigger than 3, and 5 here is positive because it has a plus sign before it. So the answer is a positive answer. Is this clear? Now, what do we notice about the numbers and the result? These two numbers together, the 9 and 4, the sum of them is 13. Here I have 9 and 4, and the answer is 5. And 5 is the difference between these two numbers. The answer here is 2, and 2 is the difference between the 5 and 3. So the answer, or the result, in all cases, either to be the sum or the difference between the two numbers in the question. Okay? Now let's have some examples before we start the new part in our lesson today. 6 minus 10, it means we are going to count backward. When we add, we are going to count forward or count on. But when we subtract, we are going to count backward. All right? So we are going to count backward by 10, starting from 6. So the answer will be a negative number, which is negative, yes, negative 4. So we can also say, as we said before, the result follows the sign of the biggest number. The biggest number is 10, it has a subtraction sign. It's same as negative sign, so the answer will be negative. In the second example, I have negative 6 minus 10. So I'm going to count backward, or going is smaller than negative 6 by 10. So when you count backward, starting from the negative 6, you are going to count backward 10 steps. You are going to reach negative 16. And what do you notice about the answer here? It's the sum of the two digits, or the two numbers, 6 and 10, 16. In the third example, we have negative 3 minus 14, which means you are going to take away 14 from the negative 3, or you are going to count backward by 14, starting from the negative 3. So the number is getting smaller than the negative 3 by 14. So the answer will be negative 17. When you start to count backward, starting from the negative 3, you are going to reach negative 17. Negative 13 minus 20 will do exactly the same. Then the answer will be negative 33. Okay. Now, let's look at this example. Now I'm adding two negative numbers. Negative 4 plus negative 9. What should I do in this case? When I add a negative number, I can replace or change these two signs together into subtraction. So they are the same as subtracting. So I can change the sentence to be a subtraction sentence as negative 4 minus 9. I will follow same steps as I did before. Negative 4 minus 9, it means count backward by 9, starting from negative 4, or going by 9, starting from negative 4. Let's count backward together. Negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10, negative 11, negative 12, negative 13. So when you go backward by 9, starting from negative 4, you get the negative 13. In the following examples, we are going to follow the same rule exactly. Every time we are going to change the plus with the plus sign with the negative sign by a subtraction sign. So in this sentence, negative 5 plus negative 22 will be changed into minus. So I have negative 5 minus 22. Negative 5 minus 22 gives negative 27. For the second example, I'm going to do exactly the same. It will be 3 minus 20. 3 minus 20 gives negative 17. This example, 6 plus negative 3 will be changed into 6 minus 3, which is 3. Negative 13 plus negative 5, so I'm going to change into negative 13 minus 5, which is negative 18. The last example, 11 plus negative 33, I'm going to change it into 11 minus 33. So 11 minus 33 gives negative 22. Is this clear? Now let's have more questions. In these questions, I have more than two numbers in the sentence. The first example, negative 4 plus negative 9 plus 6. So let's do it step by step. First, I'm going to change this to be minus. So I will have negative 4 minus 9 plus 6. Let's do the first two numbers together. Negative 4 minus 9 gives negative 13, right? So I have now negative 13 plus 6. So the answer will be negative 7. Is this clear? We are going to do exactly the same with all the coming examples. The first example here, -1 plus -12 plus -6. I want all of you to try to do it on your own, then check your answer with the video. So I will change this into minus. I will change these two into minus. So the sentence will be -1 minus 12 minus 6. -1 minus 12 gives -13 minus 6. The answer will be -19. Second example, 4 plus -20 plus 8. I'm going to change these two signs with subtraction sign. 4 minus 20 gives -16. -16 plus 8 gives, yes, -8. 6 plus -3, I'm going to change it as 6 minus 3. 6 minus 3 equals 3. -13 plus -5 plus 18, I'm going to change this into subtraction. So I have -13 minus 5, which is -18. -18 plus 18 gives 0. 11 plus -44. So I'm going to change them into subtraction. So it will be the same as 11 minus 44, which is -33. Is this clear? So always remember that we change the plus negative into subtraction sign. -4 plus what number? Plus 6 gives 0. I will do these two numbers together first. -4 plus 6 gives 2. So 2 plus what gives 0? 2 plus -2. Is this clear? Now I have -12 minus 6 equals -9. I need to find the missing number here. -12 minus 6 gives -18. So -18 equals -9. So the number is, the -18 is getting bigger. It became -9. So it needs, what do you think? Adding 9. So 9 minus 18 gives -9. So the missing number here will be number, yes, 9. Let me erase this to make the answer clear. Now, let's see the next example. -20 plus what gives -8? What do you think? I have -20, it became -8, which means it became bigger. So I need to add the difference between the 20 and the 8, which is 12. So the answer will be 12. -20 plus 12 equals -8. In the last example, I have a number plus -3 gives -19. The -3 became -19, which means it's getting smaller, so it needs more negative numbers to be added. So the missing number here will be -16 plus -3 equals -19. And remember, we replace the plus negative into subtraction sign. So these two will be, to check your answer, -16 minus 3 gives -19. Is it clear? So every time, don't forget that we change the plus negative sign into a subtraction sign. Okay? Now, will be the end of our lesson today. Thank you for watching and see you soon.